Lovely, welcome back to IronMan, episode 20. Last episode, we survived 20 episodes. Could be argued that maybe I survived by playing careful, but I always play careful, so, you know, that's a non-argument for me. My default playing style is trying not to die. And we got back last episode from, I think I'm just cooking up food basically, so I've got everything done. I've got I've got some breads and all of this lot here, and still got that. I've just made myself some porridge. We've still got a meaty stew, red meat stew with boiled beard tooth mushrooms, so that's a thing. And I had some grains, so I am using them up. Because, you know, I'm a good boy. I do my due diligence. It's getting winter, it's getting colder here as well, so I mean, there's possible argument for fitting that up there. And now this is a room, so it should be a little bit warmer in here. But because we don't have that mod on, I need to put this on the other way around. Yeah, the trapdoors as ladders are, in my opinion, they should have just functioned like this, to be honest. But that's fine. Half baked, as opposed to half baked. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a small episode to round out the series, really. The concept of the IronMan game, very interesting, and yeah, not 100% certain how I would personally react when and if I die and lose everything and have to go back somewhere else. That to me, it's effectively permadeath, because I think I would probably just go, nah, yeah, and leave. Especially depending on how far you were away. Maybe not, maybe I would do that perseverance and try and travel back, but given that you can be 400,000 blocks away at the extreme, then, you know, there's a possibility you have to restart. And certainly using 8 digits technique of you're not allowed to come back until you've at least matched your technological level of the area where you died is, well, yeah, that is just mental. But then again, I think 8 is mental boy for that one. But how do I sum this up? Because vanilla vintage story is not my bag. I'm going to say it right out the things. I can play it. It's there. I don't think I could play it for any significant length of time. Certainly with a lot of the well, what's the opposite of a quality of life? Detriment of life, difficulty modifier. I don't know what the opposite of quality of life is, really. But with these features such as the cave-ins, I mean, the gravity blocks are just awful. I expect sand to collapse. I can work with that, but I don't want and expect the sand from right around the edge of the pit and for miles around to collapse on it, and certainly don't expect to have to climb up a hill only to have half of the hill take me back down to the bottom and try and bury me. That's well, it's not realistic, really, to be honest. You know, if you've ever walked on Juny beaches or even on, you know, just through normal dirt fields, the hills don't just collapse because you walk on them. They just don't. But this stuff will You know, just in case you've not watched earlier episodes and seen what I mean, and this is your first and only view of me dealing with an Iron Man series. You know, if I, of course, when I want it to do it, it's not gonna, is it? There you go. I mean, killed that fox, and you know, got me. There's a go, crushed male fox. See what you got, mate. Yeah, just a skin. There's not much point. And obviously, if you were doing that and you're underground, that becomes even more things. Now, I grew up with terra firma craft. I grew up with cave-ins and shoring in things, so I am more than capable of dealing with this. I just don't want to. So that's the thing. But you know, the game we've played has been interesting. So we started off about here actually. This is where we spawned, up a mountain, as I recall, and we kind of mooched around this area for our initial stack of reeds, and I think we spent our first night in that traders, and there was a ruin there. And then we carried on over this way, and we ultimately stopped at, I think we did have a stop somewhere else, but I can't remember where now. It was somewhere between there and there, obviously. But anyway, we stopped there. We stopped there for quite a while. We surveyed all of this area. We went up and, you know, spent a lot of time up there. Then we sailed around here, found this large desert area, and we settled on this little hilltop here with a temporary, in quotes, dirt hut. Lots of copper findings, lots of bits of ruin, lots of traders. We've searched a goodly area, you know. We've gone down here, we've headed off this way. Lots of searching around, lots of digging, lots of hunting. Eventually, not the last episode, but the episode before, one before that, in fact, it would have been about 15. We opened up this translocator. That took us up here, somewhere there. We had a little fertile off this way to this set of ruins. This terrain was just awful. Came back, re-equipped, and then we started off back down this way, and we basically travelled back to our base from doing it. Now, I just want to point out, maximum distance from there to there is about 8,000 blocks. So that was an 8,000 block journey, maximum. I don't know exactly what it was. I mean, it's what, 216918, 216 to 22. So it is about 8,000, isn't it? Give or take. Imagine if that had been a death and it was 50,000 or 100,000. That would have been a real game changer, I think. So, yeah, I'm not 100% sold on it. I mean, it's been fun. It's been different. We've had some entertainment out of this. But, realistically, I am more... Don't know what happened there. I am definitely a modded player. I definitely like to change the game to allow me to progress a little bit easier in times. I'm not out to prove anything. And to be honest, if you're trying to prove something with video games, then I don't know what your motivations are at all, because they prove nothing. It's just a video game. It's something you do for fun. Something I've often said about people who cheat in video games. What's the point? You're not actually impressing anybody. All you're doing is fooling yourself. So, you know, my perspective, my thoughts on these, but you know, these are things. So crop wise, we didn't really get, we got a few crops that we harvested over at the first place. We planted those while we were there and left them, and I'll be doing something similar in my next series, where we leave caches of planted crops, because that's going to be nomadic, so we'll be potentially heading back to places, moving around, you know, just seeing what the world brings us. Only got as far as tin bronze, and the limiting factor was really the fact that I never really found myself a good source of cassiterite. You know, we got decent cassiterite, but it's a very low percentage. So we think it seemed to go up slightly that direction, then down. So it's probably somewhere around here if there is any cassiterite high, ultra high for native copper. So high mining around these areas definitely would have been something we could have done, but we needed the cassiterite to make the to make up a bronze pick anvil, to also then give us the option to then get some iron if we ever found any, and I don't think I really found any particularly good traces of iron anywhere, to be honest. It didn't help, and I'll be honest, hand on heart, this is my fault. It didn't help that I kept on going out without my pro pick. That obviously is a limiting factor when trying to find things, but you know, poor quality hematite, with the 1.96 inch, but the halite very interesting there. Hematite there, slightly higher percentage, so maybe it was up here we would have found some, who knows. We'll never know now. You know, there were traces everywhere. So yeah, it was an interesting series. I wasn't trying to come up with themes, I didn't need titles, it's just this is IronMan episode 16, 17, 18, moving onwards. But realistically, all good things come to an end. You know, our clothing trader here hasn't got anything that I want. Not that I've got a huge amount of gears, I think I've got about 15. But yeah, we need to move on and do something new. So we're going to. So I think we're going to say goodbye too, and I want to try and get myself a nice little screenshot. Oh, hang on, if I do that, let me just try this one and get rid of you, and then Alt. It's Alt F12, isn't it, for the mega screenshot? Why is that not working then? Oh, okay, it doesn't matter. We can always go with that, can't we? That's as good a thing as any. Yeah, this is it. We've done our stuff. We're gonna settle in, go down here, and we didn't die, which, you know, yay me, go me. However, I'm interested to know what would happen had I died. And there's only one way to find that out. And that is, well, to die, obviously. So what we're going to do is we are going to just hang as much of our stuff on the walls. We are going to stash our stuff in our little home base. if this world were ever resurrected or rebuilt, then you know it's there for the next person along. So they might find this, and it may give them some comfort in their hour of need. May not, of course, because most likely this world will go with the thing. So let's go and find a way to kill ourselves. I mean, we could hunt for a bear. I don't think that might be enough to kill me. Shall we give it a try? It's a fair old way down, isn't it? Whee! No, it wasn't enough to kill me. Oh, there's copper there. Hello, found some copper. I'm going to need a few run-ups at that, aren't I? Of course, I could just go and see who's down here. The only issue right now is I didn't bring my lantern with me. Hello? Excuse me, sir, could... a gear? There's a gear there, isn't it? Excuse me, sir, would you mind doing me a favour? I'm conducting an experiment. Oh, I'm wearing my armour, aren't I? Of course I am. I sat there going, you're really not doing a very good job there, are you? You completed your first IronMan. Respawning. So we are back at the centre of the map. Now our many things, and then all we do is do /IronMan /IronMan confirm, and we are now actually very close to home. Well, that is a surprise. That would have actually been quite doable then, wouldn't it? I'm curious now if I can get myself back to my my death point. Let's try. I'll see you in a moment. Well, survival skills have come in useful because it's getting dark, so I've had to very quickly get myself a flint knife together and a torch together, which yeah, knowing those vanilla, I mean, it's not exactly rocket science, but knowing what you can and can't do is always going to be useful. So that's a useful one. On the map, I am here, so we still have quite a ways to go, and I think that was wolf area. So I need to come up with some route, but I'm probably there's a very good chance I'll die trying to do this. Am I going to get back before my items despawn? I honestly don't know. I don't even know what the despawn timer is on this one, but I'm fairly certain we don't have a player corpse mod, so I know that armor is going to go if and those aren't going to help me either, are they? But doesn't matter, we can push it, even though it's scary and dark and everything wants to kill me. We can push our luck a wee bit. Might take a little fall damage now and again. Like I say, I strongly suspect that I am not going to make it back. And I also really need to avoid jumping into the water holding my torch. Because that will. That will make it very, very difficult to survive. Whoa! And now I have no idea. That was... Oh, this is awful. Oh dear, how on earth? There it is, I think that's it. There we go. Yep, go away, yep. No, you are not welcome. Oh, this is it. Second death already. But I suppose this is what happens if you try and bum rush to get back to your stuff. Yeah, they're everywhere, aren't they? Yeah, I see you. Anyway, guys, this has been an interesting experiment, and I have enjoyed it. There are bits of it I certainly have not enjoyed, and there are bits that I have enjoyed. And if nothing else, playing this in you know, a much more hardcore survival mode is certainly an eye-opener. I think if the sounds in the dark are not conducive to clean underwear, I can imagine this is only going to get worse when we have to deal with the shivers and the bow torn, because those sounds are even more horrific. I think that's just lightning, isn't it? But yeah, it has been an interesting experiment. The next series along is also in the nature of an experiment, but it's modded, and I've already mentioned it several times. We are going to be trying a nomadic existence utilizing things like the tent mod and carry on. I think it's Fendragon's backpack system is the one I am going to be using. The advanced backpack system appears to have become obsolete, so yeah, we are going to be starting a new season. It is going to be 120. At the time of recording this, the release version is 120 release candidate 8. I would like, ideally, for it to be a stable version, but I will live. I can't get over that either way. And I think release candidate 8 is sufficiently good to trust with a series. I'm not sure whether it's sufficiently good to trust with the server right now, but it's definitely sufficiently good to trust with the series. So that is where we're going. Should be interesting. The horror factor is being ramped up in that one, but I'll tell you more about what we're doing in that season once we start it. So until next time, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.